Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, aka PURPLEXEDQT. Yes, I have not one stitch of makeup on except for some lipstick that I threw on so I didn't look dead. So I apologize, but lots and lots and lots to talk about. And as you can tell from my hands, I've been painting all day. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I got some rules set forth for tonight. Where are all my mods? Where'd my mods go? I have no mods. I guess I'm going to have to mod it myself. So, first things first, everybody that's in here better hit that thumb up button or a thumb down because it really does help the stream and it helps me out. So if you support me, go ahead and hit that button. I agree with that too, Goldie. There we go. There we got one mod. Two mods. All right, we got some mods. So I thought I was going to have to do a firing of mods. All right. So a couple of things I want to say. One, I have no idea if Ryan's going to show up or not. I have not spoke to him. I wasn't on a panel with him today. That's not why his name's in the title. Name's in his title because of what he put together. But a couple of things that I want to say first. First of all, I've been working on this case since day one. This is like for the trolls and anyone that's kind of in between. I have been working on this case from day one. I don't ride anybody's coattails. I do my own theories, my own facts, and my own thoughts, even if it doesn't go with the general consensus of what other people are saying. I have proven this over and over and over and over again. So the trolls that are like, roll with this, or you're coming up with this, or you lied about that. No, sorry, not the way it went down. So you can keep your negativity over on someone else's channel. We don't need it over here. Thank you very much. So I wanted to say that. Making a Murder Fans, which is what started my channel. I got news for you. I think I'm going to do a live about it maybe tomorrow on, if you're not familiar with Making a Murder, the theories that are in this latest appeal, I came up with 6 years ago. So she's 6 years too late. But I don't want to get too much into that now, but I'm probably going to do a stream on that maybe tomorrow in the morning. So tons of stuff to talk about that. All right. Second thing. Or third thing. He's not guilty. Shut up, Goldie. He's not guilty. Did you read the latest appeal? Believe me, he's not guilty. All right. Other thing I want to say is the views that I'm going to express tonight are my views. You're going to hear my stomach. I do not know. Yeah, a lot of people say that, Joshua. I got to fix my settings. I don't know why it does that. I will not apologize for my views that I'm going to discuss tonight. If you don't agree with it, I'm going to have an open panel later. You guys can tell me why you disagree or agree. But some people may not like my views, and some people may agree with my views. Some people maybe have my views, but they're too scared to say them. Okay, with that being said, I agree with some of the stuff Ryan has said about Ronnie, but I also disagree with a lot of it. And I hope everybody had a chance to watch Ryan's videos on it. He does it in like 3 segments, 1, 2, and 3. This is the reason I'm hoping he does come today, because I want to ask him a couple of questions. Let me also state it like this. Ryan is no dummy. He knows that no matter what he does, it's going to hit a massive, massive audience. And I don't mean 5,000 or 10,000 or even 20,000. I'm talking in excess of 75, 100,000, if not more than that. Now, as I stated yesterday, Ryan doesn't do this for money. He doesn't do it for views. He's not a dying YouTuber that had millions of views 2 years ago, and now he's trying to make a comeback. So that's not Ryan. Ryan does true crime because he likes it. And there's no other reason why he does it, just that he likes it. But at the end of the day, he's no different. Why does this keep... Oh. He's no different than me or you or Zavgirl or Jim Terry or Doug or Ty or anybody. At the end of the day, he's a YouTuber. As a musician, I don't really care for country, but as a musician, he's been very successful. But even at that, he's just a guy. He's not a god. He's just a guy. But I do see a lot of people go back to, remember the poll I made the other day when I said that, do you believe someone more because of the amount of subscribers they have? Well, Ryan Upchurch has millions of subscribers. And I mean, he doesn't get millions of views on every video, but he has, I think it was 2.5 million subscribers. That's a big reach. So being that Ryan is just a guy at the end of the day, I think sometimes he forgets how big his reach is and how big his audience is, and puts stuff out just like a normal everyday person, just like a YouTuber, puts stuff out. He just reaches a much bigger audience. So with that being said, and that's what I'm saying, like, being that I spent so many years in the music business, I never worked with country, but to me, they're not stars, they're just people. Like, he's just a guy. He's just a YouTuber. That's how I see it. I don't see him any other way. So, because that's what he does on here. You know, I know he's a musician, and I know he sells out Nashville, but to me, he's just another YouTuber. So, like I said, I just think he forgets how big his audience is, and when he comes on, he's just a YouTuber, just like he's just a gamer when he plays games. So that's why I think this Ronnie stuff just went a little too far, because I think we may have lost sight of Ronnie. Now, mind you, I was one of the first people to even call out Ronnie and saying that I didn't believe it, I didn't believe it, I didn't believe it. I had not even spoken to Ryan. I knew nothing about Ryan. I mean, I knew about him, but knew nothing about him as far as this case goes. And then I found out that he was on the same wavelength as I was. One of the very few that was on the same wavelength as I was. So that's kind of how it all connected. But I personally think it went too far. And I think that Ronnie is now a target for a huge audience. And I love Ryan's passion for it. I love Ryan's insight on it. And I love his tenacity about it. But again, I personally think it just went too far. And it worries me for other people. Like, for example, there was a guy that called into, what's the word I'm looking for? The guy that called into All-American, Dreamcatcher, or whatever. He was also a local. He was driving around the area. The signal was horrible. But he was driving around the area, and I believed him. Like, he was real. He wasn't a phony. He wasn't trying to pretend, you know, that, oh, I knew my cousins, but this and that. No, he was just a real person. And he was showing the area and the campground. And, like, I can respect that. He's the first person I've heard that called in that just seemed like a real person. Now, in all fairness, could he be the killer? Of course he could. Could he be the kidnapper? Of course he could. But I just, you know, I just hope that Ryan thinks a little more about his audience and the draw that he has before basically calling someone a killer. And I just think he needs to think about that. So that's my opinion, but I'm going to get into all of that in a minute. But speaking of irresponsibility, I'm not saying that I'm going to play parts of his video, Bill, and it'll all make sense. So, talking about irresponsibility, I just want to get this out of the way before we get into tonight's show. But I hear a lot of people calling into these shows. She was spotted here. She was spotted there. She was spotted here. Somebody saw her here. Guys, you are wasting such resources when you do shit like that. And then you have all these other people. Yeah, I think it's a possibility. Trust me. She is not walking around driving her car in any state, nonchalantly going to the gas station to get gas. This is a viral case. This isn't some small little case. There's not a country or a state that doesn't know her. When you pull shit like this and you actually call it in, do you know how much time you're wasting from real spotting or real situations? You're just wasting police time, and police time that could be important, or that they have to pull away from somewhere else. Now, if somebody saw her car maybe in a garage somewhere, and they took a picture of it and sent it to the police, that's one thing. I can totally respect that. But all these people who want their 15 fucking minutes of fame are calling into these shows. I think did you hear that someone spotted a car in Arizona? No, they didn't. Someone spotted the car in California. No, they didn't. And I'm not saying no, they didn't, but if they did, they would take a picture of it, picture of the license plate, then they would send it into the police, and that's how the shit is done. It's not, you call into a show and all of a sudden that sounds legit. You are wasting so much fucking police time, and that's not fair. It's not fair to the family. It's not fair to the 15,000, I was going to say moderators, 15,000 hours that the police have already put in. You have all the other missing people. There's tons of other missing people that police are looking for, especially in California. So please stop with the false bullshit, because again, if there really was a spotting, then you take a picture of it and you prove it that this is her car, and then you send it to the police, because then you're not wasting their time. Then you're not saying, oh, well, so-and-so called. Like, one person said yesterday, I was listening to a show at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heard a show. Someone called in and was saying how, what was it? Somebody was, somebody was renting a basement to somebody, and there were 2 guys in the car, and there was a girl that looked all drugged out between them, and she knew that it was Kiely. I want you to know that was on an episode of like something on ID. I've seen that scenario. They went to go rent a basement, and it was a whole story on ID. I think it was ID or A&E or one of them. And I started laughing when I'm listening to this. And you have all these people that are sitting there saying, oh, that's real. That could be a real possibility. No, it can't. Because that exact scenario was on TV. And people are pulling stuff from TV and making it Kiely's case. All you're doing is wasting fucking time. You're wasting valuable resources. You're wasting time. You're giving false hope to the family. And honestly, if that was my family and I kept hearing all of these people do this shit, I would be so mad. And that is what gives social media a bad name. That is what gives cases a bad name. Stop the bullshit. Stop pretending that you have a cousin who knows this one and saw her and blah, 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 blah. Stop pretending that you have close ties with the family and they told you this. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's just not. And again, you didn't see her in Arizona. You didn't see her here. You didn't see her there. She's not riding around in the open screaming, hello, here I am. Next thing you know, you're going to say that you saw her with, that sweatshirt on or the black sweatshirt on. No, you didn't. Let's be real. They're not looking for, they are looking for a missing child, but they didn't bring in Adventures of Purpose because she's running around at a gas station, saying hi to everybody. She's not being nice. They brought in AWP so they can recover. It's not search and rescue. It's search and recover, which means they believe she's gone. So please stop giving all this false hope to the family just because, you want your 15 minutes of fame or you want to sound good or you want to call in and give a story. Just stop. And this isn't to a creator. This is to the subs. This is to the subs that are calling in, doing these things and saying these things. Imagine if it was your child or the ones writing it on Facebook. Imagine if it was your child. It is so fucking irresponsible and disheartening that people keep doing this on every single stream you listen to. If you know why they don't do it to me? Because I wouldn't allow it. I would tell them they're out of their fucking minds and they're dumb and carry on. But that's probably why they never call in to me with these lunatic stories, because they're bullshit. So, okay. Well, if they didn't know the case, then they wouldn't know what they were looking for. So they wouldn't know it was her. Hey, Bobby, they wouldn't know if it was her if they didn't know the case. So they do know the case. Otherwise, they wouldn't know it was her. She's not in Chinatown. Thank you. That was the other one. That she was spotted in Chinatown in California. Oh, my God. So all people have to do is just don't call in with this ridiculous bullshit. Welcome, Allison. Just don't call in with this ridiculous bullshit. Just stop, And like I said, people are pulling shit from, like, a story I saw on, I think it was A&E or ID, or it was a real story. I don't remember. But I know I heard it on TV. It was the exact same scenario. So I was like, whatever. So, and I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I'm catching up and totally agree that if you have a larger audience, you have a responsibility to be careful of how subs are influenced. Totally agree. And I'm going to get to that. So, under all that hair, why, thank you, Jane. And no makeup. All right. So that's my little speech I wanted to give. I don't know what you want to call it. But I just felt like I had to say something because it's really been bugging me that people are not thinking. And then you have creators that don't want to tell these people they're out of their fucking minds. And they just kind of placate the callers, but that they don't want to believe it. But then when you have 25 people or 50 people in chat going, yeah, that's possible. Yeah, she could possibly be seen. No, she's not. Now, could someone see her being kidnapped and tied up for ransom and drugged up and hiding in a car? Yeah, that's possible. Or, somewhere like that other one was caught. I can't think of it. I'm like brain dead today, but that other one was caught and she survived. Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible she's alive somewhere else. I said if she was trafficked, that would be the best arrangement possible. Why? Because she'd still be alive. So that would kind of be a good thing, in a weird kind of way. So Ryan's fans are apt to find that guy and whoop his ass and rap is really poetry. But that's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that. I think that he needs to just remember his audience. But what if it is their belief? Everybody, all right, you can have a belief, but it has to be logical. If you have this belief, then you would take a picture of it and you would send it to the police. you wouldn't just do nothing with it. You wouldn't just call into a YouTuber. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't. And it goes into, how do I say this? If you're going to try to put different scenarios out there, or you believe you saw her, then I go back to, then take a picture of it. Just take a picture of it. Because I do not believe that any single person that has made a claim to sighting of her is real. I think they're all fake. I think they all want their 15 minutes of fame. That's my opinion. Just my opinion. So, okay. So let's get into, I want to talk about with Ryan. You're just counting the basement thing, but did you see where it came from? They were Instagram messages to All American Dream Chaser. Did you see them? I have a point about them. I did not see them, but that is the stream that I heard it from. But the basement thing, Golden, oh yeah, I did see them. I did. That basement story is a real story that happened to someone else. It had nothing to do with Kiely. It was the exact same scenario. That I forgot the story. I forgot exactly what the story was, but yeah, it's not a real story. Nobody goes to rent a basement. I mean, it is a real story, but it's not Kiely's story. Nobody goes to rent a basement with a drugged out girl in between two guys in a car. Give me a break. Just use some logic. No, I don't. I did see it. I just don't remember. Where was the location? It was California, wasn't it? California or Nevada, I think. Now, do you find... Why don't you just profile Devorte Delano? But is a Devorte Delano in the same area. How do you know he changed his profile? It was Florida. Okay, but again, so Golden, here's the thing. She didn't get a picture. She didn't get anything. All she did was call into a YouTuber. And all these people that say, I called the police, no, you didn't. Because if you called the police, you wouldn't be saying anything now. And I forgot where I heard that. I'm trying to think where I heard that. But I heard, was it Ryan that said it? I don't remember who said it, but somebody specifically said that if somebody specific, the shrimp in the fridge is for you.
Is this done?
No, I haven't done it yet. I'll do it tonight. Someone specifically said that the cops told them not to speak about their findings or something. I forgot what it was. Because cops are going to tell you, be quiet. So all these people that say they called the police, no, you didn't. Because the cops will tell you to keep your fucking mouth shut. And do not release any of this publicly. So all these people that claim they called the police, lying. All these people that are calling into YouTubers, lying. Including Ronnie, which, again, I called out from the beginning. So, he removed that, though. I saw that he removed it. I think maybe he made a mistake. I think. Don't quote me on that. I think. Hold on. Hold on. Alright, so we got something. I don't know if there's sound. I don't think there's sound, but... Exactly. Crank, I totally agree with you. That is my point. That is absolutely my point. Oh, is it Tyler's I heard? I knew I heard it somewhere. I just couldn't remember where. Hey, Sherry, I just could not remember where. I knew I heard it somewhere, though. But yeah, cops are going to tell you to stay quiet. Keep your mouth shut. Say nothing. All right, so someone just sent me this. I guess it's drone footage over the campground. Okay, well, that we know. Her phone's probably in the water. Okay. So they were probably like around here, right? I'm assuming. Avengers of Purple Storm was on Grizz. What's Grizz? Yeah, they're convinced she's in there. No, see that line of trees? That's where they were. I could see Party in here, though. I could totally see Party in here. Go back, let's show a green arrow. Oh. Oh. Okay, so you're going to tell me 300 kids were right here? Yeah, I don't think so. 300 kids would not fit right here. Sorry, not sorry. And where's the parking? Where'd they all park? All right, now I have a dumb question to anyone in the area. Donna. Dumb question. Why would they go right there instead of like over here by the main road? Why would they, like, I guess that might be a road, but why wouldn't you go like here? I don't get the point of doing things right here. No, it was a couple of hours. They were like 2 hours away, Brenda. Kai came up to Sam. Maybe her car was at the bottom of the roadway. I don't know, but where are they parking? I don't know, it just seems like an odd place to have a party. I mean, there's trees there. Someone could get hurt. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems weird. Bobby, I did not. I haven't checked email today. But it's not really hidden since there's a road right here. I mean, it's not really hidden. If you go back, all that green and the bare spots sticker is only deer and goat's eat. Heather, I meant to find that out. Donna, Is it on federal land? Is it like national forest? Dispersed camping? No. I don't know. I'm a chicken shit when it comes to camping. Like, I just don't see where she would drive off of here. How she could have possibly driven off and into the lake. It doesn't make sense. Looking at this, I mean, possibly the boat ramp, but you would hear it. You would hear a ka-thunk. She would have had to drive straight off the boat ramp, and somebody would have heard it. Yeah, but I think there would be marks, tire marks, something. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. Now, what's this? And can you even get a car down here? Is this for cars or is it for bikes? Is this like a bike trail or is it a car? That's what I'm saying. Are these dirt trails or can you drive a car? Gas and oil would have been visible on the water. Good point. I just don't see where she would be able to drive off and nobody notice. I just don't see it. All, oh, you can't see my cursor, but it's all shallow. It's all shallow water around the edges. So if a car went in, you would hear kaplunk. Especially if they were partying until 4:30 in the morning. If they were partying until 4:30 in the morning, and those pictures are from that party at 4:30 in the morning, none of this makes sense. There's just no way that she would be in here and nobody saw it. There's just no way. Her phone is definitely in it. I believe they threw a phone in. I'm not going to deny that. But I don't believe a CRV is here. I mean, you can't cut through these trees. So all this is not even a possibility. You can cut through here. But if this drone footage is new, you would have some kind of tires. There's no tires. There's no tire marks at all. Yeah, but you would hear the car hit the water. You would definitely hear the car hit the water. You see what I'm saying? You would still have tire marks. There's nothing. And everyone's saying that there was no way for tire marks, but there are. I still think you would hear it because it would have floated at first. I think her phone, I think they're definitely going to find a phone in here without a doubt. But yes, the boat ramp does. I agree, Victoria. All right, so now this puts a damper on my theory. And the reason I wish this wasn't here. The reason I say that, whoop, hold on. Because there's a car and you really don't see tire marks. So that kind of just blows out my whole theory. Yeah, I guess you do right here. And then right here. So yeah, I guess you do see tire marks. Yeah, you do. All right. So, yeah, I don't think the car's underwater. I really don't. Drought there so deep as 55 feet. Either way, I still think you would have heard it. That is a big car. This isn't a tiny little car. That is a big car. So, yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm really not. There, I did. I played those last night, Tanner. I caught something else she said, which kind of blew me away, but I'll get to that after. So, before we get into Sammy, you guys want to do Sammy first or Ronnie first? You guys tell me. Give me a 1 for Sammy, a 2 for Ronnie. Sammy? What'd I say? 1 for Sammy? Was it 1 Ronnie or 1 Sammy? I forgot. Which one did I say was first? Sammy is 1 or 2? Sammy was wrong. See, you guys are confusing me. All right, Sammy was 1, Ronnie is 2. All right, so we'll go to Sammy. In order to go to Sammy, I have to go back to her original interview. Hang on. Here it is. Like we haven't watched this video 1,000 times. How'd I get there?
And it's an honor. It's a privilege.
All right.
To have you. I'm sorry for the circumstances, but I know you're super busy. You're pressed for time, so let's get to it. I know you've been repeating yourself all day, but what's the latest? Tell us who Kiely Rodney is. Go ahead. I'll let you have the stage.
Yeah. Okay. So, thank you, Kiely.
No,
Yeah.
You're welcome. I know you're super busy. I know you got to be tired. I know you've been busy.
Yeah.
I followed you at the press conference today, and I know you're a busy girl. And I just want to say I really admire what you're doing. You're amazing young lady. You're only 18 years old, right?
Yeah. I'm 18.
It's outstanding for a young girl your age to. But anyway, nonetheless, I know you're pressed for time, and everybody's wanting to know what's the latest. What is? Well, I'll let you take it from the top. Who's Kiely Rodney? Let's go back to the beginning, I guess, real quick. Just give us a rundown.
Totally. Yeah. So, Kiely is one of my close friends. We met through mutual friends, and we became closer in the past year to coming months recently, and she is just a light in a lot of people's lives. She's wonderful. She's smiling all the time. She's caring. She's beautiful. She's there for anybody who has ever needed her. She's very outgoing. She's outdoorsy too. She loves the water. She loves to sing. Her voice is just amazing too, and she's just a beautiful girl, and we all miss her a lot. And so,
Yeah, I'm sure. You saw her at the party, right? You were at the party with her?
yes, I was the last person to contact her after the party, and I was
That was one of the first things. I know that we've been through this, but there's a couple of things that now that we know more to go through again, which is why I'm going through it. But there's something she said that pops out. Not there. I won't know it till I hear it. But she was the last person to talk to her after the party. Not during the party when she claimed she was still there, but after the party. So where were they after the party? And I didn't really catch that the first time. She said that she was the last person to speak to her after the party. She said she contacted her after the party. That's what I'm saying. It's something. What do you mean after the party? And again, if it was after the party was going on till 4:30 in the morning. So what party did she contact you after? Was that the first party or the second party? Because it sounds to me like maybe, just maybe, she means the first party. That's what I took from that. Now that, we have so much more info or so much more speculation, I do wonder if she meant that she was the last person to contact her after the party, meaning the first party. Think about it.
with her basically throughout the entire party. I was I was
No, it's okay.
walking
It's
around
okay.
with her to contact her after the party, and I was with her basically throughout the entire party. I was
with her basically throughout the entire party. I'm telling you, she meant the first party. I have a feeling she meant the first party. There's no proof that Sammy was at the second party either. No proof. Where's Sammy in pictures? Where's Sammy proving that she was at the second party?
I was
No, it's okay.
walking
It's
around
okay.
with her.
And then she stumbled. She didn't know what to say. And it makes me think, is she talking about the first party? That she was with her at the first party. Not the second party, but the first party.
And
I know you got a lot going on. I
Yeah.
get it.
I'm at the teen to teen meetup, so there's a lot of
No,
kids outside.
Everybody's wanting to talk to you, and like I said, I greatly appreciate every minute I have with you.
Yeah.
Can you take a quick look at this photo? Is
Yeah.
this what she? Can you confirm whether or not she was wearing this at the night of the party? Is that what she was wearing?
Yeah, so that top is exactly what I saw her in. If you can see on her left side, on her hip, you can see some skin. She was wearing a black bodysuit. I remember because we went to the bathroom together, peed in the woods together a couple of times, and
she was definitely wearing a black bodysuit, and that might be true. But what about the sweatshirt? The picture that people saw her in, she had on a specific sweatshirt. Also makes me think, are the pictures that they're getting from her, thank you, Labs, are the pictures that they showed, are they really from that party? Are there timestamps on it? There's just so much speculation and so many questions I have now that, we know more.
So that's her shirt right there. The pants were different that she wore to the party. She was wearing green Dickies pants.
Okay, I'm going to say this again. Those are green Dickies. I don't know what people are seeing that shows they're not. Those are green dickies. Like, I don't know why people don't think they are. But they are.
But that belt is definitely what she's wearing too. I remember watching her have to take it off when we were using the restroom together. We were out using the outdoor restroom, like popping squat, basically. So, yeah.
That was just released from the Placer County Sheriff's Office. This picture, I just found it on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
So there's talk about this top, the spaghetti straps top. Some people are saying it was found at the area. Can you confirm that, or is that
so that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kiely Rodney Instagram page or on the website or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that has not been confirmed.
Okay. Perfect. So at the night of the party, the last time you saw her, can you tell us about, I guess, give us a rundown of the party real quick. I understand it was a large gathering.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be a senior farewell party where all the seniors and everybody from around our area, like Tahoe and Truckee and Incline and Kings Beach, were supposed to be there. They were invited there because it was supposed to be like saying goodbye to your favorite seniors before everybody starts going off to college, because soon enough here people are going to start leaving and moving out. And so Kylie's a senior, or she graduated early, so she's considered a senior, and I was a senior, so every senior was initially invited to the party. And as well, all grades were invited, just so that they could say goodbye. So I had talked with Kiely, and I had known she was going beforehand. We hadn't planned on going together, and we ended up not going together. She came with her best friend Mags Larson. Magdalene, sorry, is her first name.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and so she came with her, drove in with her, and then Mags ended up leaving about 10 minutes into the party with her boyfriend Ross, Mags's boyfriend, and told Kiely goodbye and everything. And they were never planning on like leaving together or staying together at the party. They just went to the party together because they were hanging out earlier.
Okay. Tell me who goes to a party but doesn't have plans to hang out with them, doesn't have plans to stay with them. That only reinforces my theory that Mag's boyfriend, said, I'll meet you at the other party. And Kiely said, oh, I'll drive you. You know, I could take you to the other party. That is the only thing that makes sense, because when you're ready to go to a party and you go with your friend, even if you were there, you don't say, all right, well, we don't have plans to hang out together. You're my best friend, but I'm not going to a party with you. I'm just going so you could drop me off with my boyfriend. Okay, that does happen, but that's why I believe that came from another party. And what I'm listening for is somebody said that she says something in this interview, which is what I'm listening for and what I'm looking for, but something just doesn't seem right. Something's off, way off.
Earlier in the day, and then I saw her the second she got there, and from that moment on, we were pretty much seen together all around the party. We would break off for mere moments from each other to go talk to other people or to go do other things, you know. But we would always come back to each other. We were just going around the party. We were drinking the same drinks, being teenagers, throwing glow sticks into the party. And it started to grow really big, I would say around 10 to 10:30.
Okay, that is my other question. She's saying that it started to grow big between 10 and 10:30. But I could swear, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could swear that everyone's saying they didn't get there till 10:30. Everybody was looking for the time frame of Kiely from 10:30 to 12:30. Is there a reason why we said, like, why we were only looking, like, they said they got there at 10:30, but now she's saying that the party started getting big between 10 and 10:30, which means that she would have been there hours prior. This is where I'm confused. And I don't remember, like, I haven't rewatched every single interview. 100% they said 10 p.m. Party started at 9:30. But she said that they didn't get there until later, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they didn't have plans to hang out together at the party, but then they did. I just remember someone saying that she didn't get there until 10:30. Later, like in another interview, in a later interview. So that's why I am a little lost. Yeah, they didn't get there until 10:30. Thank you. 10:30 is and after is definitely a time frame to be looking at. Parker was at site, said Ellie said cars trailed in about 9:30. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? Like, for some reason, the 10:30 slot just sticks out in my mind. That's why I was getting confused.
Just blew up. Like, it started to get to the point where I was getting overwhelmed. And I'm a very social person. I've been to a lot of these parties. I've never been overwhelmed. I've actually been underwhelmed. But this party, it was very large. Like, it was bigger than any party we've had in Truckee all year. And for a lot of years past, there were people from what we think Sacramento, San Francisco. I remember talking to somebody who was from San Francisco, Reno, Folsom, areas that were just way out of reach from it. And it was really overwhelming and weird to see.
All right, here's my other question. How do you know, if there were 300 people there, how do you know where everybody was from if you didn't know anybody? Did you go around asking every single person where they're from? That part, if she legit did not know anyone and she did not know everybody, then how do you know where everyone is from? That's my other question. And guys, don't forget, I know you guys want to be shy. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up. And this channel is supported by donations, so feel free to super chat or super sticker. It helps you in the end. Not really, but it helps me.
But I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, oh, kids are around here. They have vacation homes up here. They're just coming to party because why not? So then Kiely and I were going around taking shots and just drinking. We were trading drinks with each other. We were sharing drinks with each other. We would go back to her car to get some alcohol sometimes. And then we went to her car to charge her phone. And we were talking about just random stuff. And then it's kind of hard to remember. And so, or no, we were talking about her texting her mom and her charging her phone and stuff, and just about the party in general. And then we had a few other friends in the car.
Let me just say this. He did the same thing with when Ryan liked Dolly, or Ryan went on Dolly's or whatever. He's so jealous of Ryan that it's sad. Like, Glara, move on. Go find somebody else, and you're pathetic. I just want to throw that out there.
And then we all decided to go back to the party, and we were around in there for a bit. I had asked her for a ride home when we were in the car because my ride was leaving, and I wanted to stay at the party longer. And so then we ended up...
Okay. Right there. I wanted to stay at the party longer because my ride was leaving. Let me repeat that. Because my ride is leaving, I wanted to stay at the party longer. Thank you, sweet Carolyn. There is a super sticker train. Anybody else that wants to jump on? Woo, woo. Go ahead and ride that train.
Splitting up in the party because I went to go find another ride when we got back into the party after leaving the car, so that we could sorry, my mind is in a moment.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, right there, she knows that she just fucked up. She knows that she just said something she shouldn't have said, and she stopped herself. She does that a couple of times.
I want to take a couple of questions here real quickly. Nola in the chat wants to ask you, who was fighting at the party? The girl and guy. Look in.
I asked this before, and maybe somebody now can explain this to me. How did someone know there was fighting at the party? When this interview happened, Sami was brand new. This was like Sami's first and I think only interview with a YouTuber. How did somebody know there was fighting? Was that said somewhere that I didn't know? Like, that's the one question I have. How did Nola know there was fighting going on? Because it was never said anywhere.
Was there a fight at the party?
Yeah, so there were some friendly fights that were going on. There was, like, we had boxing gloves. People were, like, trying to instigate. It wasn't anybody who had really any drama or they weren't enemies or anything. It was more just friendly fights to keep entertainment going. This happens at a lot of our...
Athena, we're doing a couple things tonight, but everyone wants to start with Sami. But when did Sami say it? Like, when?
Parties, we just do it to have fun. If somebody gets hurt, like, we have people on them, but...
So it wasn't like a fight out of anger. It was just kind of a just a fun competition type of fighting.
Yeah, just see who wins and who goes home with the title. Which I will randomly admit, people do end up getting in fights over who won, but not this time.
Daniel Taylor, and Nola, thank you for that comment. Daniel Taylor's in the house. Daniel Taylor wants to ask you: did Kiely have her boyfriend or an ex-boyfriend with her at the party?
No, there was.
But were the fights mentioned before this interview? Because this interview took place like on day 2. So I don't remember hearing anything at a press conference about fighting or anything. You got to remember when this interview was. This interview happened immediately. It was literally immediately.
There's no ex-boyfriend there. Her ex-boyfriend lived in Napa. He was in Napa at the time, and I think he lives in Napa. And he actually drove up the next day, the second he heard that she was missing. He's very close with her family and her. There was no anything. And she does not currently have a boyfriend. She was rocking the single life, like we used to say. She just wanted to be open and single. And
yeah.
Okay, but when did Sami mention it? Thank you, Kara. When did Sami mention it? That's my question. When? Because, again, this interview was like day 2. So, I don't know when she would have mentioned it.
Have fun as a kid.
I get it. She's only 16. She's just a baby. I just can't even imagine. How's mom doing? Have you talked to her mom at all?
Yeah, so I've been in close contact with the family.
How they doing? She looked just a nervous wreck. I can't even imagine what she's going through.
Yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers are with... I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say our thoughts and prayers are with the family. It's got to be a hard time. What can we do to help? What can the public do? The web sleuths out there. What can we do to help find Kiely? What can we do to help you?
To everyone at this point around the world, I'm hoping that this is reaching, and if anybody's seeing this, just if they can keep sharing this, get the story out to neighbors and friends and family and local news stations and local newspapers and posting flyers,
Thank you, Tanya. Woo woo. Anyone else can jump on the train, because like I said, it definitely helps me out and it helps support the channel and it helps me do this every night.
Flyers, screenshotting and somehow making flyers. We need this information to spread everywhere. We're trying to get posters everywhere, information everywhere.
Oh, and for those that cash at me, I changed. Did I change? No, I didn't change it. Forget it. I thought I changed it, but I couldn't change it because you can only change it twice. So it's still Intrepid Candles. I apologize. I thought I changed it because I know I tried.
Everywhere, just trying to have everybody in the world at this point looking for Kiely and just trying to find Kiely. And if anybody sees anything, to report it immediately to the sheriff's, to police, the Placer County Sheriff's Office, or the numbers that have been loaded on. There's been a lot of trouble and frustration with people about the tip line, but they have to understand that there's 1,000 people in there working, getting millions of calls a day now.
I know you had stated that we're not trying to create any rumors, but there was something on the Facebook page that I wanted to see if maybe you can comment on this. It says 2 days ago on the Neighbors app, At 1 o'clock in the morning, a topless female was being chased by a Honda CRV and was pulled back into the vehicle in Sacramento, California. That's about an hour and 38 minutes away from Prosser Campground. Kiely drives the Honda CRV. Her tank top was possibly found at the scene. I know we just discussed that. We can't verify that is true. Down the road from the so they're saying her tank top was found at the scene down the road from the Prosser Campground. The timestamps could be off due to a camera clock being accurate or inaccurate. But I don't know is there anything you can comment on that?
See, this is how rumors start. The couple was 2 hours away. Not this. It was the same day, but it was much later in the day, and it was 2 hours away though. I'm not saying it's not peculiar, but it's not the same place. They were literally 2 hours away.
Nah.
Yeah, so we are investigating into that currently from my knowledge of the detectives, and it has not been confirmed nor denied that if that is Kiely, but we do not believe that her shirt has not been found. I can confirm that. Her shirt was not found, nor were any articles of her clothing at all.
Okay, so I want to let's repeat that. The spaghetti strap shirt that was claimed to have been found, that was not hers.
No, it was not hers. It was investigated by the FBI and the cops and everything. Not.
Thank you so much for clarifying that. So the spaghetti strap shirt, the top that was found, that did not belong to Kiely Rodney. Thank you for that, Sammy.
Yeah.
So I can. So now when we watched the press conference, the police were saying that they're trying to get everyone that was at that party to come forward. So should we should we get that message out as well to everybody that was at that party that they need who do they contact?
Well, I've been not in charge, but I've taken on the responsibility of trying to get in contact with everybody at that party. I've posted teen meetups, teen to teens, where there's no adults, no parents, and no media coverage. Everybody stays anonymous, and everybody does not get, everybody is just talking teen to teen. We have interviewers, only about 7 or 8 of us, and that's the limit we're trying to keep it at, to keep the information kind of in a simple one source area that we can go to. And we've moved locations, multiple, trying to make things more convenient in the Tahoe area, in the Truckee area. We've held one last night, and then we held one tonight, and we had a lot of teens come out today and explain things. It's just a way for teens to not feel the pressure of getting in trouble.
Thank you, Lucy. All American Something has a video of Jagger's car and Kiely driving last year, same area, not a great driver. Glad AWP is coming, you should see. All right, I'll check it out. And thank you for the super chat.
By their parents, or to feel like the cops are going to get them in trouble, or to feel that the media will spread their face all over the internet. We're just trying to get teens to be honest, because kids will tell kids who they kissed, and kids will tell kids who they drank with, and
they don't want mom and dad to know what really happened at the party.
Exactly.
I totally get that, and that's good that you're doing that. Laura Truan just was in the comments. Laura Truan says you're doing a great job, Sammy. So I'm trying to think, what else can you tell us that can help? Anything specific about that car? Is there anything I don't know, maybe did the car okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of us just remember.
Okay, one thing I do want to point out though, about her not being upset. I know that people believe Kiely's mom might have something to do with it. I was watching a bunch of stuff today, and although I don't agree with it, I understand why people think like that. Because if we look at history of people who've lost babies, who said their babies are kidnapped, I mean little kids, babies are kidnapped, you always see crocodile tears or no tears. You hear it in their voice, but you don't see any wet tears. I've been really looking at her mom, and you don't see wet tears. It could just be the way she cries. I don't know. I don't believe she had anything to do with it whatsoever, so don't mistake me. But I'm just explaining. I get why there are people that are saying that mom seems suspect. Thank you, Brittany. Woo woo. A woo woo to Lucy, but that was a super chat, not the train. But thank you so much, Brittany. Definitely appreciated. But I see why people are questioning the mom, because she really doesn't have wet eyes at all. I've been watching it close. So thank you, Wonder Twin. Woo woo. So I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. I totally get why people are saying that, and I didn't really understand it at first. I'm like, people are crazy, but I definitely see it. I see why they're thinking that.
Today, because again, we weren't ever really looking severely at her vehicle when we were just friends with her, but we do all remember that she has a sticker of a bull. We don't have the exact sticker, but it's a sticker of a bull that is right under the windshield wiper. Right
A
under
picture of
that
a bull.
is where the back windshield.
Oh, I'm not saying no, and I'm totally saying that I think the mother is being totally sincere, but I have to be fair. I get why people are saying it. That's all. Hey, Mama Bear.
The animal. It's a sticker of a bull, the animal, like a cow with horns.
Okay.
Right under the back windshield.
Dawn, woo woo, just for you.
Windshield wiper. It's
Okay.
right under that, and her
Wow.
car does have hubcaps, because in a lot of these pictures, cars don't have hubcaps. Her car has Honda hubcaps.
Okay. Wow. So look for that car that it may have a bull a sticker of a bull on the back window, that 2013 Honda CRV. It's a silver car,
and there's a sunroof as well.
And it has a sunroof. Okay,
Yeah.
that's another good detail. So it has a sunroof and it has a bull sticker. There's a sticker of a bull, the animal, a bull, on the underneath the back wiper, the rear wiper, the rear.
Yes, right underneath it.
Okay. Jane Darby is wanting to ask you, anyone that you notice hanging around her? Was there anybody was hanging around her? Did you notice anybody around her?
To be fully honest, I was inebriated at the time, so
if one of my kids went missing, I can assure you I would be on way more drugs than antidepressants. So that's why I'm saying I'm not, I don't agree with them, the people that are saying it. I just want to put it out there that I understand why they're saying it. I understand why the mom looks sketchy, because after really looking at stuff, I see what they're talking about. I don't agree with it, but I see what they're talking about.
I get
fully attentive of who exactly was around us. We, again, when we were going around together, we were just in a lot of different huge groups of people we had never met, because her and I are similar in the sense that we're both very social. We'll talk to anybody we meet. We love meeting people, and so that's what we were doing and everything.
You girls are amazing. I'm just impressed, but it's so sad that this has happened. I just man, my heart goes out to the family. I just she's a beautiful young girl. She's only I got a daughter the same age. Lord, I can't imagine what they're going through. I just can't imagine. I'm just trying to think. I'm assuming that they're checking mine shafts. Maybe the car went down off the road into a ravine. I don't know. But the phone. What about the phone? Can you tell us about her cell phone? Is there anything specific you can tell us? Go ahead.
So it has we're having trouble remembering what color. Like, my cell phone is a green phone, but I have an orange case on it. But we do know that her phone has a black case on it with a sticker on the very middle back that says sex wax on it. And it's an iPhone, not the Samsung that was found. It's an iPhone.
So it's an iPhone.
I forget which generation and which number, but I can post about that or something, or get in contact with you.
Okay. Real quickly, Laura Truin wants to ask you, what about pictures and social media posts? There has to be evidence this party went down. I'm sure there's people taking photos or TikToks. I'm sure there's got to be a TikTok video of the fight or something, right? There's got to be something out there.
Yeah. So there's hundreds of videos. We have videos of people taking videos.
Oh, wow.
We have
very good. Very
hundreds of videos, hundreds of pictures. We've asked everybody to send us any videos and any pictures that they have, even if it's a picture that looks exactly like something else sent us. It could have different angles. We are looking at an app called Be Real, which is where a lot of kids waited, because the Be Real, it's an app where you can post a picture and there's 2 minutes at random points in the day. There's only one a day. And it comes as a notification will pop up on your phone that says, You have 2 minutes left to post your BeReal. Like, everybody has, you can post it later in the time, but you're supposed to post it in that time. We're looking at everybody's BeReals because we know a lot of people waited until they were at that party to post their BeReals. So,
see, my issue though, and maybe I'm wrong, I have two 17-year-olds. And I have a 17-year-old who is extremely social and has a lot of 17-year-old friends, 18-year-old friends, and 19-year-old friends. And every single one of them are at parties using Snapchat. And I find it hard to believe that nobody in California at these parties use Snapchat. I have a hard time with that. Even if you use BeReal, everybody uses Snapchat. You're going to tell me 300 people, nobody's using Snapchat? I have a hard time with that. Like, Sage is in groups of friends. Like, they're all together. They're all on Life 360 together. Like, they know what each other are doing at all times. How are they not? I don't understand how they're not that close. How they're not close like that. When every other teenager from New York to Florida to California, but that group, not like that. Doesn't make sense to me. Exactly.
we're looking for people to look back in their Snap memories of anybody that we can see in those videos, anybody that we can see in those BeReals. We are looking at Instagram posts, photos taken on video cameras, photos taken on Snapchat, videos on all of these, and everything.
Okay. She lived fairly close. Is this picture correct? She was about 12 miles away. The Prosser family campground was roughly about 12 miles from her house. Is that correct?
That dot is not exactly where she was located. It's a little bit more to the.
And I can tell you, my daughter, who I call my little narc, she will be in a car. Snap, 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 snap. I'm like, why do you take so many selfies? My mom laughs at her. Because she's like, come on, Graham, let's get a selfie. And she's got to post it on Snap. She's got to show all her friends. I'm like, why do you always take pictures? She's like, Mom, you're old. That's what we do. We snap. Okay. I was like, what about TikTok? She goes, we do that too, but we snap selfies. Okay. So that's why I have a hard time believing that there's not massive amounts of Snapchats. These girls are not in groups together. Sage is in I think it's a Snapchat group of like 20 of her closest friends, guys and girls, and they're all on Life 360 together, so they all know if something would happen, how to locate them. They're in a private Snapchat group together. They don't do Instagram as much, but these are teens. These are very social teens. And that's why I have a hard time believing her story. That none of them have Life 360 together. None of them are together. None of them do shit together. I have a hard time believing it. I really do.
Right, and towards the little blue lake that you can see up from it. It was a little bit closer to that lake, but definitely that's about, it would have taken about 30 minutes for her. We've found out about approximately 30 minutes for her to drive that way, 38 maybe.
This is crazy. I mean, you know her being a friend. I mean, your thoughts on her running away? Would she have a reason to run away? I'm just trying to come up with anything that, I mean, it's just, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you think?
To be fully honest, from what I believe about Kiely, all ideas are still open in the air, but she's not the type of girl to run away. She loves people too much, and she has too much care in her heart to leave people and not leave a note or talk with one of her friends or something. And she is smart enough to know how this would get out and that people would be worried about her. And she's a smart girl. She graduated with honors early from high school and was going to attend college, and she had plans for her life, and she seemed really happy.
And I'm sure she wouldn't want to put her mom through this.
No,
her mom just is destroyed.
Her mom is her life. Her mom is fully invested in her life.
I could see that. I could see she's got very loving parents, and I could tell this is hard on them. And like I said, our thoughts and our prayers are with the family. We really want the best. We want Kiely to be found. DG's asking you, I think,
Crimson, that's actually a really good point that I didn't think of. Could bad cell phone reception in that area explain lack of pics? It's a good point. It probably can. But how did she call Sammy then? Which goes back to the phone call. I just busted a pony who's 75% gay for doxing. Boom. Who'd they dox? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's saying that she called, what you call it? That she called, Sammy called her. I mean, Kiely called Sammy. Well, how'd she call her if there's no phone reception?
Saying, I think she's in the water in the car, drove into water. Have they checked the water? I'm sure they probably have, but is there anything you can tell us about, have they sent dive teams in, do you know, or anything like that? Or
Yeah, so there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say that they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are two reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
I'm impressed with what I've seen. I've seen some of the photos of the search and rescue crews out there, the volunteers, and no, I'd seen they got a heavy presence. They're working it. They're definitely working it.
And we're so thankful to them.
Oh yeah.
No, the guy that who was it? Bill. The guy that was there today with the whatchamacallit, with the drone was getting horrible service. So I don't see where service would be great there.
Yeah, they're definitely working hard to try to find her, and we watch the flight patterns. They got a helicopter. I don't know. Can you comment on the helicopter? Is there something? Is there a reason they're flying in that area?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's going on? Go ahead.
No, Crimson. With Snap, you don't take a picture with Snap. You take it with the regular camera and then you upload it to Snap. I'm pretty sure. She's not home now. I can text her.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're flying helicopters around those areas because if they're shining spotlights down to see if there's any reflection, to find her car, to see if they see anybody. We're taught here in Truckee that
pics are taken with the app. Oh, I thought you took it with. Shows you how much I know about Snapchat. Interesting.
During the winter, in case there's an avalanche or you're trapped out in the winter, that you can shine a reflective light, like using your phone screen and shining it towards the sun to say an SOS, or to let helicopters and airplanes know that you are out there, and to signal somebody from the ground if you're able to. That's something we're taught from a very young age in our school system.
I'll be very interesting. That's very good.
Yeah.
I never knew that. That's very interesting. You taught me something.
Yeah.
I live in the desert. We don't worry about snow.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I know where you're at. I've been there a bunch of times, and I know they get a ton of snow up there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that makes perfect sense. But so they're flying around looking. So the car's nowhere in the area. She's got to be out there somewhere. Can you share your honest thoughts or opinion as to what you think may have happened to her? Do you care to share that?
To be fully honest,
did you guys see that eye roll? Did you guys catch that eye roll? Did you catch it? I will rewind. Watch Sammy's face. I'm going to make it big. Hold on. Watch the eye roll. You ready?
Me something.
Yeah.
I live in the desert. We don't worry about snow.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I know where you're at. I've been there a bunch of times, and I know they get a ton of snow up there. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But no, that makes perfect sense. But so they're flying around looking. So the car's nowhere in the area. She's got to be out there somewhere. Can you share your honest thoughts or opinion as to what you think may have happened to her? Do you care to share that?
To be fully honest, my biggest.
Did you see that? That's pretty deep.
So they're flying around looking. So the car's nowhere in the area. She's got to be out there somewhere. Can you share your honest thoughts or opinion as to what you think may have happened to her? Do you care to share that?
To be fully honest, my biggest concern is that somebody, and I've said this in other interviews, somebody knew she was drunk, offered to give her a ride home, and they didn't give her a ride home. And they could be across the world at this point with how long she's been gone. And I'm worried that I have a feeling, and obviously, I don't know. I have a feeling that she is still alive and she's still out there and she's still fighting, but that there's somebody else involved. And that's not confirmed. That's just what I believe. I think there has to be somebody else involved in this. But yeah,
it's just so sad. Rhonda's wanting to ask you, did she wear an Apple Watch? Do you know? Did she wear an Apple Watch?
no, I don't believe so. I don't remember ever seeing her wear one. It's not something I pay really close attention to. And we're not the type to be like, oh, look at what I have on my wrist. I'm so rich, so.
Yeah, I know you girls are amazing. You seem like wonderful people. And I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Romans 125:26 wants to know, was there any cameras at the campground going into the campground? Is there any cameras there?
No, there's no cameras out there. The closest cameras would be the traffic cameras that start on I-80 near the rec center. It's hard to describe exactly where, but I think it's on Truckee Way. But 89 is very covered in cameras. There's not a lot of cameras out there.
Shani Jones wants to ask you, on your last call, did she let you know who the quote unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception. She was not being driven home and she was not driving. So, okay. At the end of the party when she called, when I saw her, she was supposed to give me a ride home.
You heard that, right? At the end of the night, listen again.
But 89 is very covered in cameras. There's not a lot of cameras out there.
Shani Jones wants to ask you, on your last call, did she let you know who the quote unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception.
A common misconception. What would be a misconception?
She was not being driven home and she was not driving. So
she was not being driven home and she was not driving. Okay. There's only one of two scenarios. You're either being driven home or you're driving. She's saying neither one is happening. Was she flying? Did she get a private jet? Like, I don't understand what other scenario there could be. If she wasn't driving and nobody was driving her. Okay.
So, okay. At the end of the party when she called, when I saw her.
At the end of the party when she called and then switches it to when I saw her. Okay? Yeah, roller skates. That's it.
She was supposed to give me a ride home because I had asked her to give me a ride home.
Now, mind you, earlier she said that she wanted to stay late, and that's why Kiely wasn't driving her home, because she wanted to stay late.
I wanted to stay later. I then realized later in the party that I believe she was drunk, and I knew she was drunk, and so I did not want her to be driving me home.
You knew she was drunk and you didn't want her driving you home. Okay, so you leave your drunk friend there by herself with 300 people that you didn't even know existed, that you didn't even know who they were, but you left a 16-year-old, such a great friend, alone by herself at a party because she was drunk. You're a real good friend, Sammy. Real good friend.
Because I know about drunk drivers and all that. And so I
know about drunk drivers. So I'm not going to care for her safety. I'm just going to make sure that I make it home. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I figured she would be staying there or she would find a ride home because she's a smart girl. She's smart enough to know she's smart. And so
She's smart enough to know not to drive drunk. How do I know this? Because there was a situation that her sister, she was supposed to drive her sister somewhere. She told her mom she couldn't drive because she was drunk. So she didn't drive when she was drunk. But you leave a drunk girl who's supposedly a friend who's 16 years old at a party, knowing she's drunk, assuming that she's just going to stay there on her own, and you just take off. Okay. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
Then I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her to tell.
Now she's finding her to make sure that she found her before she left the party. Okay.
Her that I had another ride home, and that I loved her, and I would say bye, and for her to have fun at the party. And then when I left the party,
Whistle down, I would kick your butt if you left me. But you see what I'm saying, though? Her story just doesn't make sense. I've been saying this from the first time I watched this interview. It doesn't add up. So now you found her. You specifically went to her. You specifically found her after, I'm sorry, before you left. You left, what, 12:30? But you specifically went to her before you left.
party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride, and she called me as I was in the car in the passenger seat. And
Why would she call you in the car right as you got on 89 or whatever, which is 5 minutes from where you were, if you specifically went to find her right before you left? Makes zero fucking sense. So one of two is a lie. Either one, she never called you, or two, you never went and found her. If scenario one is true, that she called her, I'm sorry, that she didn't call her, then how do you know you were the last person to speak to her? If scenario two happened where she did not realize that she was leaving, now I forgot, I'm so tired, I forgot which one, I messed it up. So let me go with this. One of two scenarios happened. Either she's lying about the phone call or she's lying about finding her. If she's lying about the phone call, then she can't say that she was the last person to speak to her unless she did something to her or she knows what happened to her. That's if the first scenario. Second scenario, if she's saying that she did not, if the second scenario that she went and found her, then there's absolutely no reason why Kiely would call her. So one of those two scenarios did not happen. Only she knows which one that is. So that could be part of what she's hiding. That could be the guilt that she's hiding something because she lied. And one of those two are not the truth. Both of those things did not happen. It's one or the other.
and she was like, "Hey, where are you? Do you still need a ride home?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. Like, I'm in the car right now. I'm like getting driven home now." But Kiely did not have a set ride home, and
Okay, now Kiely didn't have a set ride home. Kiely was driving. Why would Kiely not have a set ride home if she had her car? Think about that. Did her car disappear long before she did? Did somebody steal her car hours before she left? Was it a prank? Did somebody take her car as a prank and then she went missing and they didn't have a choice? Did she go missing because she went looking for her car and something happened? You know, everybody is assuming, everyone's assuming that she disappeared with her car at the same time. But what if she didn't? What if her car was taken an hour before? What if, you know, they may be looking, I mean, I'm not as smart as, you know, the FBI. Maybe I am, but as far as I know, the FBI and everyone are looking for stuff after 12:30, which was her last ping. But there's no there's no one to say that her car wasn't stolen at 10 o'clock. And I find it odd that she said that she didn't have a set ride home. What do you mean? She had her car, didn't she? That's where my red flag went up. Something didn't seem right. Something didn't, like, something, when I heard that for the fourth time, it just didn't register, because I'm like, wait a second. She had her car. Why wouldn't she have a set ride home? And if you went and looked for her, and I've said that this part before, but if you went and looked for her and made sure that you told her that you were leaving, why would she call you 5 minutes later and ask you if you still needed a ride? Doesn't add up and doesn't make sense at all. But the big thing was, she could have been stranded. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. She could have been stranded. And if Sammy knew about it or something, I don't know. But like I said, everyone has assumed that she's with her car, that she disappeared with a car. But it is possible her car disappeared way before she did. And she went looking for a car, and that's when something happened. Or her car was never at the camp place to begin with. That's the other thing I keep thinking. If there was another party, and another party was involved in this, did she not even drive her own car to the party, to the second party? Was that a lie? And maybe they hid the car when she disappeared. I don't know. But I somehow think, after hearing this like 5 times, but who, boo-boo? Oh, her? I thought you were talking to me. But I have to think to myself, you know, maybe, just maybe, her car never made it to that party. Her car was left at this other place. And the other thing I'm thinking, maybe shit was reversed. Maybe it was Kiely that didn't want to drive with Sammy. And maybe Sammy is just reversing the whole story. And Kiely didn't have a ride. And she was looking for a ride home. Sammy left without her, and now she's stranded. So that's the other thing I thought of. That nobody has hit on the fact that maybe situation was reversed. And maybe everything Sammy's saying was reversed with Kiely. And Kiely was the one, Sammy was the one driving. And Kiely all of a sudden got stranded at this fucking party. And her car was at the other party, or her car was somewhere else. And I have not heard anybody come up with that scenario. And it's just something that I thought of. Meg left with a boyfriend, yes. But I'm saying that maybe it wasn't Kiely that drove Mags. Maybe it was Sammy and Kiely that drove, Sammy, Kiely, and Mags in the car. And somehow Kiely got, I know, I'm just saying, somehow Kiely got wrapped up and she got stranded. And that coincides with Sammy and some of the things Sammy is saying. With, well, she didn't have a ride. She didn't have, she wasn't driving. She didn't plan on driving. She didn't have a ride. Now she's saying she didn't know how, like, Sammy was getting home, or so, whatever she said. I'll rewind it. But that just makes perfect sense that she didn't have a car there. Where her car was, I don't know. But it wasn't at that party. Think about it. I want to rewind that. This is why I want to hear it again. I knew there was something in here that I heard again that popped out at me. I think this was it.
When I saw her, cameras would be the traffic cameras that start on I-80 near the rec center. It's hard to describe exactly where, but I think it's on Truckee Way. But it's 89 is very covered in cameras. There's not a lot of cameras out there.
Shani Jones wants to ask you, on your last call, did she let you know who the quote-unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception. She was not being driven home, and she was not driving. So
Again, she was not being driven home. Yes, they have her present at the party. That they don't have her car there, though. That's what I'm saying. Huck, it's about the car. I'm not saying she wasn't at the party. She was at the party. Ellie confirmed this. But I'm saying that her car may not have been at the party. That Sami could have driven them. And that's why Sami is saying what she's saying, because Kiely never had a car there.
Okay. At the end of the party, when I saw her, she was supposed to give me a ride home because I had asked her to give me.
Going into the campground, is there any cameras there?
No, there's no cameras out there. The closest cameras would be the traffic cameras that start on I-80 near the rec center. It's hard to describe exactly where, but I think it's on Truckee Way. But 89 is very covered in cameras. There's not a lot of cameras out there.
Shani Jones wants to ask you, on your last call, did she let you know who the quote-unquote friend was that was driving her home?
Yeah, so this is a common misconception. She was not being driven home, and she was not driving. So, okay.
She was not being driven home, and she was not driving. So, again, that's the only two scenarios it could be. Unless there's more. And that more is she didn't have a car.
At the end of the party, when I saw her, she was supposed to give me a ride home because I had asked her to give me a ride home because I wanted to stay later. I then realized later in the party that I believe she was drunk, and I knew she was drunk, and so I did not want her to be driving me home, because I know about drunk drivers and all that, and so
Smart.
Yeah, and I figured she would be staying there, or she would find a ride home because she's a smart girl. She's smart enough to know.
I knew that she would be staying there or find a ride home. If she had her car, she would not need to find a ride home. I'm telling you guys, Kiely did not have her car there. They are looking for a needle in a haystack without the car. Kiely did not have her car there. Guaranteed.
She's smart. And so, then I found her as I was leaving the party. I was making sure to find her to tell her that I had another ride home, and that I loved her and I wanted to say bye and for her to have fun at the party. And then when I left the party, we were pretty much on 89 with my ride, and
again, I was on 89 with my ride, which is only a couple of minutes away. I have a feeling, I can't prove it, but I have a feeling that Sami was her ride home or her ride back to a car, whatever, and they left her. They left her stranded. She called Sami, may have called Sami like, hey, are you giving me a ride or what? Sami said, oh, we left already. I'm telling you, I have a feeling this is what happened. Yeah, Kiely could have left her car at first party because she had been drinking and didn't want to drive. Exactly. Plunder paid $250 for the footage per hour slot, and it's grainy as hell. Why would she pay $250? She's a dum-dum.
She called me as I was in the car in the passenger seat, and she was like, hey, where are you?
That's another thing. Why would you specifically say I was in the passenger seat? Nobody does that. Nobody's going to say that. They're just going to say I was in a car. Why did you specifically say that you were in the passenger seat? I'm not buying it. I'm just not.
Do you still need a ride home? And I was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm in the car right now. I'm getting driven home now. But Kiely did not have a set ride home, and
Again, Kiely did not have a set ride home. If Kiely had her car, she would not need a set ride home because she would have had her car. I'm now, after hearing this 5 times, Kiely did not have her car. This situation was reversed. And I agree with that too, damn, that she was driving. Sami was driving. That's why she made it a point to say that she was in the passenger seat. Mystery solved.
I was under the impression that she would either sleep there or find another ride home.
Again, that she would either sleep there or find another ride home because Sammy was her ride. That's why. So they're looking for her car in that lake when her car was never there. They need to find out where the first party was and find out what's around there because that's what happened. Sammy was supposed to drive her home. Guaranteed. And this might be what Sandy is hiding. Jersey Girl, the glare is live. I think you should go over there. You got the glare. You can go visit Jim Terry. There's many more people you can do. You can get the fuck out of here, though. Bye-bye. So, yeah, the cops say she was there. The cops definitely say she was there. That's where they got the picture from. But think about that for a second.
And it was not known that anybody was going to give her a ride home. She was not, when she called me, she was not in a car. I could hear the party and many people talking in the background.
Oh, wow. So we don't really have a lot to go on then as far as where she could be. There's no, nothing. So we're just going to keep following this. And
that girl, this is my channel, and if somebody wants to be an asshole, they can leave. Okay? I really don't care. So, sorry. And I'm usually very nice. I respect my subs tenfold. But if you have something to say, don't be an asshole. There's 500 people in here, and I'm doing very good with reading chat. I don't make people pay for me to read their chat or to acknowledge people. So if you want to be an asshole, there are ways to say things that don't make you an asshole. If you're going to be an asshole to me, I'm going to be an asshole right back. Or I can do what every other creator does and only read super chats and not acknowledge anybody unless they pay me. So you can't have it both ways.
It's very possible that maybe somebody did abduct her, that maybe somebody was watching her. I mean, it's just a sad possibility, but my goodness, our hearts. I don't know. Is anything else you'd like to say before we let you go? I know you're busy. I don't want to keep you tied up with us, but I greatly appreciate all your time. Sammy, you're an amazing girl. I know you got a great future ahead of you. Stay strong. What's your final words? If Sammy's out there watching this right now, just perhaps she's out there watching. If there's anything you could say to Sammy right now, what would you say to her?
It's Kiely, just by the way. But if Kylie's out there watching,
I'm sorry, Kiely. I meant. I apologize. I just my mind's going 1,000 miles an hour. It's just this is very emotional. Yeah. But no.
Oh, that girl! I thought you were saying I was rude. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Kiely.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. If Kiely were out here watching this, I would just want to know we are doing everything to try and find her. We are making this go worldwide. We will find her. We will find what is happening, and we just want her home. We don't want to get anybody in trouble. We just want her home. We love her, and we would do anything to see her again. I just want to drink a boba with her again and laugh and tell the story. And
Bobo,
when I see her, I'm going to absolutely tackle her to the ground, but I'm going to give her the most love that she's ever felt. I hope she knows she's loved. This whole community is looking for her. The whole world at this point is looking for Kiely. Kiely, if you're out there and you can hear this, please fight. Keep fighting. Don't give up. We are coming. We are working. We will not stop working. I will stay up day and night. I have her completely. We want you home. We just want you home. And yeah.
Very, very good. Sammy, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I'm so sorry the family's going through this. I greatly appreciate your time. You're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful friend. I know you got a bright future ahead of you. Stay strong. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you're getting it out there, and I'm just so impressed with you. I'm sure your parents are very proud and they raised you right. So,
Thank
all
you
right,
so much. Thank
Sammy.
you.
Okay, all right. You take.
All right, I'm telling you, I am absolutely 100% convinced that I'm right. I don't think she was driving Kiely's car. That part I don't think, but I definitely think that Kiely did not have her car at that place. She did not bring her car there. She was driven there and then was left there. And they're not going to tell people that they were left there. And maybe she was kind of, what's the word? Feeling people out to make sure that she wasn't there, like to make sure that nobody saw her be left alone. But those last couple of minutes, that last like 7 minutes of the interview, I think tells a whole different story. And I did not catch it before tonight. And I didn't piece it together before tonight. But I am 100% certain that poor Kiely was left stranded. And she left. I am convinced of this. So until I'm proven otherwise, I'm convinced. Hey, Ranger. Absolutely convinced. It's in a storage unit, possibly. But that's what she's hiding. If she didn't have it, I don't want to put, I mean, she's only 18. I don't want to put on her that she had something to do with murder. But that's the piece that I believe that she's hiding. And that's the piece that I feel is basically the red herring in this. That's what she's hiding, is that she left her stranded and she didn't have a car. The car would be locked up someone's barn. I don't know. Or somebody could have taken her back to her car and then done something that way. That's possible. That's definitely possible. Something like that happened. And I'm kind of apt to believe maybe something like that happened. You missed the whole show. He's up some. There's people calling him. They're trying to divert attention away from them, yet they're digging themselves a hole. Who's calling them? Girls don't leave each other. I agree. Day and night. Who wants to bet she's asleep? No, I don't. I'm telling you, I don't think she had a car there. She was driven to that party, and they don't want to say it. Kiely was at the second party. All right, let me go through this. Kiely was at the second party. Police have proved this, that she was at the second party. So that's not even debatable. She was there. We know she was there. That's it. However, she may have been there, but she got a ride there. Everything that Sammy said in the last 5 minutes proves that she got a ride there. And when she gets a ride there, she gets stranded there. Maybe it was Kiely who wanted to stay at the party and Sammy wanted to leave. Remember, reverse what Sammy said. Reverse it where it's Sammy that's saying something is up. You know, Kiely was saying that she wanted to stay later. So Sammy said, okay, I'm going to go. Kiely then calls Sammy, are we leaving? And Sammy says, I left already. So now Kylie's fucking stranded at this party with no car. No way home. Well, how's she going to get home? She takes a ride from someone. Hey, I need a ride back to my car. Boom. What if Kiely got a ride from that couple and something happened? That's possible. No, actually it's not possible. Because Kiely... Well, I don't know. Maybe. We don't know. Yeah, so her car was at the first party. Well, yeah, I mean, her car wasn't home. Mag said you drove to the party with Kiely, but Kylie's not here to say, no, you didn't. You lied. There's no way to prove it. When you don't have a third person, there's no way to prove it. Screenshot what said Sam's friends and Sam. You left her there. Trying to be a spokesperson for Miss Teen and think you're above the cops. Oh, I agree with that. The couple was 2 hours away. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking about it. Kiely told her mom she was leaving. No, she had said allegedly, at 11:30 that she was leaving in 45 minutes. We still don't know if that was Kiely who sent the text. We only know it came from her phone. What is Sammy's motivation behind this? Because do you really want to tell the whole world that you left your friend stranded? I wouldn't. Welcome, Lila. I wouldn't tell my friend that I wouldn't tell the whole world that I was stranded. No, she texted her mom. I wouldn't tell my mom. I wouldn't say publicly that I left my drunk friend stranded. Yeah, there was most likely a second party. And I believe in my heart of hearts, after hearing this again tonight, I believe that Kiely got a ride with Mags and who knows who else. Maybe some guy, maybe some stranger drove them. Mags got out. And like, I believe they left the first party, went to the second party. She was already drunk. I don't believe that she was driving a car. I don't. And I don't think that area could hold a lot of cars. I think the less cars, the better. And I think Sammy left her stranded. I really do. And that's kind of what Sammy was saying. I don't know if she's in the lake. But I used to think they're definitely going to find her in a car together. I don't think so anymore. I think they're going to find a car separately. But then again, it goes to where the fuck is a car? Sammy said specifically that she went looking for Kiely before she left. She went looking for Kiely to make sure that Kiely knew she was leaving. And she told Kiely she was leaving, she didn't need a ride. Then she says that Kiely called her a few minutes later, like, do you still need a ride? I believe that was reversed. Oh, I'm sure they have. And she supposedly talked to her in person. Just gonna hear Miss Press from Alabama. It's been around 5 years. Hey, Sage. Maybe not. No, I don't think Sammy and Kiely got into a fight. But I do think that Sammy's lying about Kiely having a car there. Maybe they were drinking in Sammy's car? Because remember, there's no way to disprove it because Kylie's not here. So there's no way for Sammy to prove or Kiely to prove or disprove whatever Sammy's saying. And as long as there's no other witnesses coming forward, you can't disprove it. We don't know if they were doing coke. Would Kiely keep alcohol in the car for them to drink? I don't believe so. That's another thing. Crimson, that brings up a good point. That's another thing. Why would a 16-year-old leave alcohol in her car? Only a 21-year-old would leave alcohol in a car. Not a 16-year-old. Not even an 18-year-old. They're not going to leave alcohol in a car. Because if a cop comes by, you're done. 16 years old, brand new license, you're done. There's no way I believe that scenario either. I believe that's bullshit too. There's no way they kept alcohol in a car of a 16-year-old. That's true too. If they were doing coke, then they weren't drunk. Which new video? The one from hours ago that I was going to play, that one, that I think I'm going to save till tomorrow. You need a bong rip, but I wouldn't peer pressure. They take the alcohol with them because they'd want to drink it. I'm just saying, I don't, if her car was that close that they were able to keep recharging their phones and drink alcohol, if it was that close, her car would be in a picture. Her car is not in any picture. So that's another thing that stands out to me. Yeah, Truckee about a half hour from Reno. But yeah, because if the cops raided it, you don't want alcohol in a 16-year-old's car. Nope. Nobody said it was a conspiracy, Chai Toes. A bong rip? I'm assuming a bong hit? Which would explain a 45-minute text to mom before curfew. Because Kiely had that long to get a ride back to her car and then drive home. Without her car, no guarantee to charge phone. Exactly. I know, that's why I said I think I'm going to save the rest for tomorrow and just change my title. Who wants to drive on shrooms? That's true. No updates from Ellie. The second party wasn't learned about till later. Someone said that Sammy mentioned 2 parties. I didn't hear her mention 2 parties. Yeah, she did say they were charging the phone. She also said they went there to get drinks. Couldn't they? Oh, they could use anyone's car. Maybe being booze locked up so jerks don't steal it. They wouldn't put it in a 16-year-old's car. I'm just not buying it. They did not seem that smart not to. I think they all seem pretty smart. She said that they went to the car to charge their phones and refill drinks. I was smoking more PCP one night driving around. I thought a snake was slithering up my leg. That's a good way to crash. I don't... Yeah, how... Does anyone know how old Meg's boyfriend is? That's a good point. I can't stop yawning. Check out. Nothing seems short. Scott H is short. Okay. 2 parties were in the clip and DM a timestamp. Sound is awful. Oh. Alright, hold on. Oh. Alright. Hang on. Who's Andrew? More Facebook bullshit. I don't believe it. Someone sent me a post, but somebody posted something on Facebook. But yeah, I'm not buying it. Carolyn, where? I just checked DMs. I don't see anything. Where'd you put it? They're saying the second party has been confirmed, but I don't know. Thank you, Daisy. So someone had sent me, while I'm waiting for that, someone had sent me something that a screenshot from a local woman's page who had been drugged in SA in this area. The suspect is known and still lives in the North Shore Truckee area. Other women have reported him trolling dating sites still currently, so I feel this information is worth sharing. And it says, hi, I came here to check on the community and missing Kiely Rodney, and sadly to see if Andrew's garage house has been checked for a missing vehicle. Sorry it sounds horrible and triggering, but I haven't followed up on what happened to Andrew, and I'm afraid he's out there continuing to be a monster. Wishing everyone here all the best and many prayers and answers to find Kiely. All the love to Tiff and her family. I don't know. And that's what I'm saying, Sissy. I am not saying that I am like smarter than the FBI or anything, because I'm not. I mean, maybe some agents, but for the most part, I'm not. But I would also imagine they have pieces together already. Okay. Send you this 3 days ago. 2529. All right.
Hey guys.
2529.
I wanted to reiterate this to all of the adults, all of the parents. Please do not come to this. You can drop off your kids, but drive away. Drive away as far as you can so that they cannot see you, you cannot see them, you cannot hear anything. I am in contact with the deputies, I'm in contact with the detectives, I'm in contact with the FBI, everybody. I am the person these kids need to be going to, and I've had a lot of people come to share that we need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything at all. If you knew somebody who went, you knew somebody who was planning on going, you knew any drugs or alcohol that was there, you knew somebody who brought somebody, anything at all. Even if you did not go, you do not know Tyler, you never met Tyler, you have no idea what's even going on, you knew about Prosser, please come to me. Like, I will.
Totally, yeah. So
A lot of people come to share that we need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything.
Is she saying learned about the party after? Because she's not saying there's two parties. Knew about the party afterwards. Oh, maybe. I don't know.
These kids need to be going to, and I've had a lot of people come to share that we need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything at all. If you knew somebody who went, you knew somebody who was planning on going, you knew any drugs or alcohol that was there, you knew somebody who brought somebody, anything at all. Even if you did not go, you do not know Tyler, you never met Tyler, you have no idea what's even going on, you knew about Prosser, please come. We need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything.
It's really hard to tell. It is. It's hard to tell. This way, yeah, I think this was the next day. But I don't know. I kind of think she's saying knew about the party afterwards, meaning that, you know, a friend of a friend, like if your cousin was there per se. That's kind of how I take it.
The deputies, I'm in contact with the detectives, I'm in contact with the FBI, everybody. I am the person these kids need to be going to, and I've had a lot of people come to share that we need more. Anybody that knew about the party, learned about the party after, knows anything.
Yeah, she said, you're right. She says learned about the party afterwards. Yeah. That's exactly what she says. Learned about the party afterwards. Nope, I don't think she had her car there. I really don't. She got stranded there. And that's when something happened. Where her car is, I do not know. But I don't think she's with her car. Yeah, it's just if anyone knew after the fact. No, I believe there may have been two parties. I really do. But yeah, she didn't say it. That's exactly, Lila. That's why I said there was another party. That's exactly why I said there were two parties. Because she was ready to go early. She was ready to go at 6 o'clock. Which tells me there's another party. Some of those lakes up there are too deep for AWP. I don't know. I think something happened and they got a car afterwards. But I'm telling you, I'm absolutely convinced, 100% convinced that Kiely did not have her car there. That I think Sami had her car there. She could have left with anyone, absolutely. Sami left her. She had no ride home. Can you imagine being in the middle of the woods and having no ride home? Whoever was involved would have had to know where a car was to... That's true, too. That's true. Or, Sami the bitch left her. Or, they brought it to a car and then they did something in between. You know what I mean? And there's supposedly creepy dudes out there. Yep. She claimed she was with Kate. No, she just said earlier in the day. She never said what time. I do believe there were two parties. I do. I think Sami left her. And again, if I left my friend, I wouldn't tell everybody I left my friend. I feel horrible. Kelly drove Max to the party, so her car was there. Kiely, I don't believe that. I don't believe Kiely drove Max to the party. I believe that somebody else drove him to the party. But Kylie's not here to say otherwise. Don't forget that. Kylie's not here to say otherwise. So these people can say whatever the hell they want. It doesn't matter. There's nobody to counter it. That's what I'm saying. That's what Mag said. Doesn't make it true. Oh, I agree, Teresa. Somebody knows where she is. Somebody does. But I am going to save the other stuff for tomorrow because I've been on almost 2.5 hours already and I'm tired. And I still got to finish what I was doing. So, same time tomorrow. Don't forget. And I'm going to explore this more. I'm going to explore this theory more because I'm pretty convinced I'm right. And I think that Sami's own words... Literally, Sami's own words is where I came up with this. And I think something's way off. And I do. I think she's the one that has done this. I don't know. I have to explore it more. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Eerie Fairy. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 8:30. I will change the title tonight's video so people don't get confused. And make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. And I want to thank you guys for Super Chats, PayPals, Cash Apps. Don't forget, I haven't really been pushing candles because I'm trying to reorganize everything. But next week, when I'm all done, I will be pushing them big time. I'm even going to rearrange the website a little. So I'm going to start posting more and I'm really going to do a big push on them. So I will see you guys later. Thank you, Eerie. Welcome. I'll see you guys later and save your dollars because next week, like I said, I'm doing a big push on candles. I don't want to push it this week because I still have some orders to fill and I want to reorganize. I'm doing a really good job of reorganizing everything. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful night. Again, thank you guys. Thank you for supporting this channel. And hit that thumbs up on the way out. I'll see you guys later. Peace.